going to start to record, and I'm going to just, for housekeeping, I'm going to do it too. I'm going to put my phone on vibrate. All right. We're going to give Dee Dee our undivided attention. This is for 4 weeks. And Dee Dee is going to help us find the right words. This is what she does, and she's going to tell a little bit more about herself. I know the cat. That's mayhem.
That's a William.
Oh, that's William. Okay, and I'm just hoping that we all stay here. Now, those that are involved with Modere with me, what I'm offering them is that after the 4 weeks, if you do the 4 weeks and do the homework, I will give you back $25 just for doing it. And again, Kathy's looking like, maybe. Well, if you want to do Modere, I'll give you $25 back too. How's that? Okay. Anybody who wants to do Modere. And then the following 4 weeks, whoever has the most growth, okay, I'm going to give them $100 in free product of their choice.
I'm a
So
little jealous, guys.
that's
Just
pretty
a little
cool.
bit.
Pretty cool. Just a little incentive. So let me I'm going to turn it over to Dee Dee, and I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to go on mute.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. I hope you guys are ready to participate because, well, I'll just be honest with you. It's the first time I've done a class like this. I've been writing for a while and I love writing, but teaching is a whole nother ball game. That's not a phrase that we use when we're writing. That's just how I speak. But if we want, I have, if, well, Chris, can I share? Please. I ask very nicely. There we go. All right. It is a brief slideshow, but it just helps keep me on track with what we're doing. Also, I should get out my other notebook because notes are my friend. Anyway. Ouch. I had everything written out, I thought. Okay. So with this course, I'm hoping to help you guys as far as finding your voice. Chris she was talking about as far as referral posts go, there's sometimes you can get a post from someone else and then ask and put your name in it and then hand it to somebody else to share. But while that can work sometimes to some extent because the message is getting out there, it's not going to be as effective as if it comes from you if you're using your words, because that's when it sounds like a robot because, oh, she would never say that. Who is this? Who's speaking? Who, whatever. So we're using language that suits you and your audience. I'll tell you who I am. First and foremost, I consider myself a mom. I am a mother of 7 children. They range in age from 13 down to 1.5, and 5 boys with 2 girls sandwiched in the middle. I am a wife, 14 years to my husband who is deaf. That's why I do sign language. So if anybody needs sign language, tell me now and I will sign. I'll start signing. I won't be able to speak and sign very clearly at the same time, but I'll try. I'll keep you going. In the last couple of years, I've been everything from virtual assistant, bookkeeper to copywriter. I did virtual assistant at first, and I decided to try bookkeeping because high return and I like numbers, but I decided it's really boring. It's not fun. I like writing. And so that's why I turned and I studied copywriting instead. And now I just have this wealth of knowledge that I get to share with everybody, anybody who will listen. But to start out, we're going to talk about some keyword choices today. How many of you know who your audience is? Who do you sell to? Well, half of you. Uh, Joan,
Yes,
do you know who you sell to? Or who you want to sell to?
I want to sell to everyone and make lots of money.
That's not specific enough. Can you, if you speak in generalities, for instance, if I said, hey, everybody, let's, I don't have a good example right off the top of my head. I should have thought of this beforehand. If you,
Well, I'm trying to
hey,
sell
everybody, look over here. In a big room of people, is everybody going to look?
a few.
A lot of them might, but you're gonna miss some, right? And
Okay.
and some of them won't start looking unless the rest of the other people in their group start looking like, oh, somebody else is talking, right? And you don't really grab their attention. But if we're in a crowded place and I call out, hey, Joan, are you gonna
Okay.
look? You're
Sure.
more likely to look, right? I'm sorry,
Sure.
I didn't mean to yell at you guys.
That's okay.
but this is the idea is it is a lot easier to communicate with a one-on-one feeling than it is with a big group of people. And when you say I sell to everyone, you're going to end up selling to very few. But if you say I am selling to menopausal women or postmenopausal women who are looking to, I don't know, overcome their aches and pains or live life like they used to, that's going to speak to someone, right? Because it reminds them of what's hurting or a pain point that they want to overcome, something that they want to get rid of. So one thing, the reason I want you to know to your audience is so you can listen to them. You ask the people you want to sell to, what do you want in life? What do you want from, or what would you want from a supplement? What would you want from, for the next years in your life? What are you struggling with right now? And then you actually listen when they give you your responses, and you find answers if they're, if they say something like, I wish I could keep up with my kids, or I wish that I had the energy to play with my grandkids, or doggone it, it'd be nice to be able to walk up a flight of stairs again, right?
Yeah.
All these things, we take these words, we listen to them, and then we spit them right back at them. So we take the words, their pain points. You can also, if you don't have anybody in your audience that you can really speak to, you can do this thing, searching Google terms. If you start typing in different subjects, a lot of times Google, it'll spit out a bunch of different options, like suggestions of what you might be trying to type. I see, I can't read lips that well, Chris. Are you trying to talk to me?
Yeah, I'm trying to unmute. Could you touch on that a minute? Because that's a new feature to me.
Okay, so most of you are doing collagen and more, right?
Yeah.
When you think of collagen and more, do you think someone is searching up, I need collagen in my life? Or are they searching help with skin or help with joint pain? What do you think?
Yeah, I see where you're going with this. Yeah.
Well, can you give me a term to search? What would you search for if?
How about age? How about aging?
What about aging? Aging.
I don't want to. I don't want to look like my mother. I don't want wrinkles. I don't want joint. I would love to be able to do a back bend and a cartwheel again, something like that.
Says how to stop myself from aging, or
bone.
Wrinkles the clown.
Wrinkles the clown. I don't know that one. That's a new one. Wrinkles under the eyes, on forehead, around eyes,
Yeah,
on eyes.
and the main thing is the mobility, because we have everybody here that wants a little bit, wants to be able to. Joan got involved for mobility. I know Susan's on the line. She's drying a dog. She got involved for mobility. You know, I know Kathy's doing it for weight. Kim's doing it for mobility and weight. I guess, again.
Mhm.
So yeah,
So things they might be searching, fix my knee. I want to fix my knees without surgery.
very good.
Yeah, that's
Or
okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying be specific in our search.
well, no, you take a term, a word, start typing, and try and come up with other ideas, other ways that people, these are telling you, this is a list of searches other people are making.
Yes.
They're searching for things like fix my knee without surgery.
Yeah, click on that.
And there's a whole lot of this, but there are options that are come out, but I don't want you to actually do the search. I just want you to find out what other people are saying.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go with Elizabeth. What are people looking for when they come and find you?
You're muted, honey. You're muted. I can unmute everybody. Let me unmute.
I was going to try and read your lips, but I'm not that good.
Okay. When people come to work with me, their focus is on increasing their income through their business.
More money.
Yep, more money.
More money for American.
And we can use that too. We could all use that one too.
And paycheck in my business. Wait, let's see. Can I put more money in to help my buy ISA? I don't know what that is. How to make more money in my business? How to earn more? How can I make more money in my business?
How
or
to
make more
increase
money?
how to increase my income?
You think really people usually say how to increase my income from home?
Yep, that's a good
Tax
one.
return, income tax return in 2020, maybe. But this is why we try and listen to the pain points that our customers have. Why am I still broke? Maybe I thought something else would come up there, but it's not. But anyway, so money mindset, quotes, academy, coach, book, exercises. They might be looking for exercises or something that you can look for, but we like to look for their pain points and see how they say it. How do they explain
Tired of
what
being
they're
broke.
struggling with?
Tired of being broke.
Yeah, something like that. But tired of being tired.
Yeah, that's
That would
another
work for you too.
one.
Alone, a bird, fat. Yeah.
There you go.
Broke. Oh, it's a meme. There's broke and depressed. You could help with both of those. So we take these terms and talking to a person and actually hearing what they have to say about, like, do each of you have someone you have already helped?
Yes.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Elizabeth has, and I don't know what Kim's doing over in her world.
Kim
I
is
can't hear you, but
I'm gonna unmute. Unmute Kim so we can be open. And then if my dog start barking, I'll start to. But so she's asking you to talk to a person. Do you have somebody that
have you helped somebody yet through your business?
Yes. Yeah. They haven't stuck to it, but it's okay.
Okay. So what were the pains that they were hoping to overcome? Did you ask them how did they feel before?
They wanted to lose weight. It just didn't come fast enough.
Well, I want you to talk to them, like, even though it didn't come fast enough, I want you to talk to them and be like, what had you tried before? What wasn't working? What was working?
Mhm.
And what, and I want you to think what was different about what you offered and what made yours better than other things, even though they said it wasn't fast enough. Something made them buy, right?
Right.
So we want to know where they've been and where they want to go and where you can get them, right? So when we're writing, we're gonna look, you want your referral posts to end up, leave them with a good feeling, right?
Mhm.
But at some point it helps to remind them that they were feeling bad. This is miserable. I'm miserable right now. I'm fat and I'm tired and I just have no energy and I'm depressed. I can't do all the things that I want to do in a day. And so I'm frustrated and angry with myself, angry at life, or all kinds of things, whatever your audience is suffering with. We take that and be like, what would it be? How would it be if you didn't feel like that? Or what would it be like to be able to go up a flight of stairs, not winded, without a twinge in your knee, or as fast as the grandkids or whatever, right?
Mhm.
So this is where the imagery comes in. We want to paint a picture, because picture's worth 1,000 words, right? But if we can, oftentimes when we can paint a picture in someone's mind, there are feelings attached to it. You know, imagine going on a hike with your sweetheart and remember that beautiful view overlooking the valley, or seeing that river and hearing the crick and the birds and just away from all the streetcars and the noise and the hustle and bustle. How would it feel to be able to go up there again? I need you to go out, please. 5, 4, they're not in here. They're in the kitchen. Love you, goodbye, sorry. That's my second grader. And so we like imagery. So I wonder if any of you have, we'll go more in depth with it. So what were you hoping to get out of this call, out of this session? What are you looking to learn and understand better?
Me as Kim?
Or any of you?
Me? Okay.
I can pick on you.
That's okay. But I'll talk. I'll say what I was hoping to get out of it was just the correct, maybe the right way to attract somebody to a post, like Chris said, without saying too many words.
Short and sweet.
Wordy, and I don't want to be wordy if that's not going to be the way to do it.
Right. Okay.
And
Go ahead, Chris.
no, I want to make sure Kathy jumps in too. But the one thing is not only, well, attract them to the post, but also to get them to engage. You know what I mean? Just even
Mhm.
start a conversation. I don't necessarily want somebody to say, "Oh yeah, I want your product today," or I want to buy your book, or I want you to speak. But I want them to want to have more information. I want to go on a second date. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't want to be left. I don't want to be that wallflower and say, "Okay, they just don't like me. Why don't they like me?" I'm starting to get that complex. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to think of how to address Kim. I'm gonna think on it,
Okay.
on making sure how I might explain not getting too wordy.
Now, yesterday was Joan and Susan and I were talking, and Susan and I think I sent it to you. I don't know if you got the message or whatever, but the one thing is that we don't want to come off. Susan is, Susan's been in her business for 40 years. People know her, 38, 40 years. So, and she's considered an expert in what she does. And now all of a sudden she's talking about this product, and she doesn't want people thinking that she's just looking at them with a dollar sign. You know what I mean? I'm
Right.
not just talking to you to make money. You know what I mean? I'm talking to you because I have something I want to, that I believe that you will benefit from. The side, yeah, I will get money out of it, but that's not why I'm doing it. So that's like the same thing with the words. We don't want to be salesy.
Right.
Yeah, and I understand that. I mean, there was a time when I tried to sell things that I really believed in, that they did a lot of good, and I thought they could do everybody a world of good. But I couldn't sell them because I was scared to sound salesy. I was scared to be that hey girl, I haven't talked to you in like 20 years, but I've got this really cool thing that I want to share with you. I couldn't do it, but so I'll take that into consideration as well. What I can think of right off the top of my head, as far as stopping the scroll, interrupting the, scrolling through Facebook, and you need something to get them to stop instead of just reading everything. I'm sorry, just a moment.
Must be a husband.
I know those hands are flying.
Sorry.
Okay.
So
So look, at everybody has something that we're our life. We have our dogs, we have our cats, we have our husbands, we have our kids, and we have us, which is that's why this again. This is I love this.
That's why I said here that I'm a mom and a wife first. That's who I am. And my husband had a harder day. He went and interpreted all day instead of going to Walmart and just throwing freight all day. And it's exhausting to interpret for 8 hours.
Really?
It's really just mentally exhausting and physically exhausting. And so he worked hard, but he earned money for it. So it's all good. He's just ready to be done for the day. And sorry, not yet. So we've got to stop the scroll, but I've got an idea. How many of you have kids or have ever had a kid or have worked with kids? Okay. So if they ever come up to you, maybe this is just me, but they ever come up to you and say, I want a cookie. You're like, okay, that's nice.
My
Good
dog
for
begs
you.
all the time.
I do too. And do you do anything about it? You might give them a cookie, maybe, or you might just say, that's nice, and move on and just kind of ignore it, right? But if they ask, Mom, can I have a cookie? Do you just ignore them? Or do you go out and you answer? It's rude not to answer, right?
Yes.
So the questions are a great thing, or startling facts, or an image, something that is out of the ordinary. And you can take something that is a simple term. You might, if you've had a quote or a question or just a short message, a startling fact that seemed to get a little bit of response, I want you to try and take that, and I want you to go to Canva, and I want you to make it all beautiful. You can make a square post. It's free. There are lots of options just to make it stand out, because it goes from just words to a picture.
So I have Canva, but are you saying that by making it look pretty, it's going to get looked at better?
It's going to draw more attention.
Okay.
That's just the truth of it. Great words go a long way, but if nobody wants to look at them, because I mean, here, I'll even, you can see my thing, right? My screen.
Right.
Do you want to look at this more? Or was the other thing a little bit more attractive?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just changing one little thing here or there just draws the eye around, and it makes you look and pay attention, wake up a little bit. But if so that's going to at least catch their attention. They might, even if you just make it look beautiful with swirly things and frilliness or whatever suits you, whatever kind of suits your brand, you might get some likes or some loves just because it looks good, because it looks pretty. Does that make sense?
Yes. Mhm.
So we're doing more than words right now, but that's the truth of it. I mean, nobody wants to look at the HTML code font all day. That nobody will read it. They'll just be like, oh, that looks boring. But if you make it look exciting, they'll pay a little bit more attention to it, right?
So Dee Dee, because Kathy, I'm curious with Kathy's interest in this too. Okay, I know
I need
Kathy,
to know what Kathy's business is. What is your business?
she's a writer.
Those 3 books behind me.
Okay.
Yeah, I signed on to learn more about promoting my books and getting people to sign up for online book signings and to buy my book, and eventually I'll have a coaching membership program to go with
Okay,
it.
cool. What are your books about?
It's a true story about my 2 sons who were killed in separate homicides 2 years apart. Jeffrey was killed at 18 in a robbery, and then Bud was killed 2 years later at 24 in a homicide. And the third book is my story of how I survived and managed to help other people and share my story. And I don't have any other children or get grandchildren or any of those things. So
Right.
my purpose is to share this story and help other people.
Get through hard times or whatever, and
Yep, through
mourn that
loss.
loss.
And yeah, probably the main focus would be mothers who have lost a child, because they will definitely relate to that. Although right now with COVID, you drop your loved one off at the hospital and get a phone call. I learned that both my children were killed on the phone. So
Oh,
that story's in my books. And then also both stories are about the injustice of the justice system and the police mishandling of their cases and things like that. So that goes right along with what's going on right now in our country with the police and the corruption that's going on and stuff. So
Okay.
So finding the words to be able to, through social media or whatever, right? LinkedIn or whatever, to get the words out there to promote the book without, and I'd have to say without it sounding like, oh, this is terrible. It's terrible. It's definitely terrible, but you want to share that you could smile through this on the other side. You know what I
there's
mean?
life after loss. Yes.
Right, and I think I tagged you. I have a friend that just lost her daughter last week.
Oh,
So
I don't think I got that. So
okay, but it does. These things happen, and again, so that's a big pain point. And I'm just bringing it back a little bit. It's a big pain point. Okay, that's a pain point times 2. Okay, then what happens and how you got out of it.
right.
You
And
know what I
I'm here
mean?
telling you the story, sharing
Right.
it with you with a smile. As she
Right, and being able to say it many times, because you don't want to, I know with Facebook, you just don't want to make the same post and keep on posting it. You want to take little excerpts probably from your book.
Yeah, I have over 200,000 words in those 3 books behind me.
wow.
There's a lot of words there.
And one thing that you all might consider is putting together a list or a little PDF that's instructional or helpful, something free that you can offer to to draw some attention, to draw curiosity. Be like, oh, I liked what she shared.
Yeah,
I wonder
right,
what else
right
I
now,
can learn from
oh,
her.
sorry. Right now I have a landing page that if they opt in, they get the first 3 chapters of Jeffrey's book, which take
Okay,
them to the actual murder. So if they want to know the rest of the story, they can,
right.
yeah.
And
That
that landing
sounds
page is
great,
where?
really.
Where is that landing page?
Well, that's a good question. I'm working on doing that, but right now it's on a giveaway.
But
that
no,
I-
are you putting that on a Facebook place? It's on your website?
It's on my website, yes, right now. And then I put it into a giveaway that's going on the next 2 weeks. So
Okay,
I've got
yeah.
people opting in.
So I
My
would,
website, if you want to know, is goldstarmatrix.com.
okay. I would, what kind of groups are you in right now?
Well, the groups that I'm in that have to deal with the loss, they won't even let me mention my books. I've been shut down several times.
Oh, dear.
Like the Friends of Loss and things like that.
They just won't like, not, have you talked to the moderators and say,
No, I think
if
that's
I
what I
pay
need to
so much,
do.
a
Yeah.
lot of them are like, if you pay money, then you can promote your stuff.
Yeah, that's what I had a feeling I need to contact them. But, I've mentioned, especially the homicide one, I've mentioned, you should read my story. And they're like, eh, you can't do that.
Just by saying, read my story.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So I think I need to find out who they actually
but
talk to.
I mean, that sounds like you're coming from a place of help. It's like, I have a story and
I've been there.
I've
Yeah.
explained how, I've been there and this is how I got through it. If
Mhm.
you're interested, talk to me. Well, and then in that kind of group, if they're not letting you even share that much,
Mhm.
I would just comment on people like, oh, I felt that, I've been there before.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing is answering them
Understand.
back.
And
Yeah.
then try and meet them in a private message.
Yeah.
Are you doing that as well?
Yeah.
And be like, I don't know how much time you have right now, but if you're interested, it helped me to write out what happened and my feelings and how I got through it. And if you want to look at it, you can get the first 3 chapters for free.
Right.
But I haven't done a whole lot of book promotions. I'll just
That's okay.
put it right there. But it sounds you're on the right path. I've talked with a writer, someone who was trying to hire a ghostwriter he was like, I have the funnel built, but he didn't have the book. It was funny. Anyway,
Well, I have a book and I had to struggle to find, I don't have a funnel, so maybe we should get together.
I know, like, if you want, I can hook you up with John. He's like, I know all these things, I know how to do it, but he doesn't follow through with he's got so many business ideas. He can't choose just one.
I think I could offer him a clarity workshop.
I know. Honestly, I've been using a little bit of what you told me and be like, we need to figure something out because it's hard working for a guy who doesn't know what he does.
Right, exactly.
I had 3 people offer to build my webpage. So finally I took a class and I'm building my own.
Cool.
Because they never finish. They never.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Elizabeth, okay, because you're again with, are you looking at doing yours, having yours also on Facebook, or where are you looking to focus to get more clients?
There were two places, writing emails and posts on Facebook. I also use LinkedIn. So.
That's a good question. Can I get in on that? Because I have I have like over I don't know how many on LinkedIn, but I have a whole bunch on Facebook and I don't have them in a database where I can contact them. Does anyone know how to do that part?
To go find all their emails?
Yeah, or how to, yeah.
Some might have it in there about, not incredibly likely. You might just have to message through Facebook. Or Google people individually. That's kind of hard to do, but
Okay, cool.
yeah, sorry. Like I can tell you how to find a bunch of dentist emails. There's a thing where you can get a whole list of people, but generally that's like business or to business. Because
Yeah, because well, even building our email list, because you started to talk a little bit, Dee Dee, about what groups are you in with Kathy, and the same thing with us with the joining groups, and it doesn't necessarily have to be. One thing I've learned is the person I'm talking to might not be the person I'm going to be doing business with, but they know somebody that I invariably wind up doing business with. So if I keep on focusing on what I like to do and joining groups on Facebook and or LinkedIn of people that I'd like to just hang out with, get to know more, that you never know who's going to know someone. Somebody might know somebody that has gone through grief. Somebody might want to lose weight. Somebody has a joint issue. Somebody might need to do copywriting. Somebody might want to know more about money. You know what I mean? So it's again, and that's how, and I could say I kind of did it with, I was single for a long time, and instead of me doing what they like to do, I started doing what I like to do, which I learned how to dance. And that's where I met my husband. You know what I mean? So, go on Facebook and find groups that you want to interact in, if it's parachuting or, kite flying or whatever it is you like to do, walking the beach. Those are the groups we want to start to join and build up our Facebook friends.
Right. If you want referral marketing, if you don't want to have to pay for Facebook ads to get in front of people or to pay to post in a group or something, it's important to build relationships first. Especially where what you do maybe one-on-one. I need to talk to you about what I have. I want to figure out your situation and then offer suggestions on how you might overcome it. But people have to trust you first, that you're coming from a position of caring before wanting, and that suits along what Susan wanted to portray, is just not looking salesy, but building relationships, be like, oh, I care about you. And it helps to keep a spreadsheet of people you've contacted and when you contacted them, and try and follow up in a few days or whenever you think about them, or in the next week, or hey, it's been a week. What's changed about your situation? Or have you solved this problem? Or what have you learned? Ask them, get to know them.
What kind of spreadsheet do you recommend? Do you just do that on Excel, or do you have a way to keep in contact with people?
Oh, there are CRM tools, but I just use a Google spreadsheet.
Okay.
Just in Google Drive, Google Sheets.
Okay.
Just easy, just type in their name at whatever you feel is pertinent. I know people who write it all down in a notebook during the day, and then they take it and put it in a spreadsheet when they're done. And that just, somebody didn't do what they were supposed to. I don't know how much of that you can hear. I'm sorry. Oh, so she comes right next to the last window right by me. But I'm a little distracted at the moment. I apologize. I should have done this in the basement. Where was I?
So
yes,
anyhow,
build relationships. If you want people to not think you're salesy, prove to them that you care about them. Offer them advice that doesn't make you money. Tell them, build a report, talk to them about, you can give them little snippets here and there. If you have an audience, if you have your own group, giving information, share something funny that'll make them laugh, just brighten their day, so that they pay attention to you, so that you show up in their Facebook feed a little bit more. Because the more likes and comments you get, I don't know what's going on right now.
That's okay. If you want to check on that, that's okay.
It sounds like a power tool. I really don't know what's going on.
What do you think about blogging?
Blogging is a great way to add value to people and show and just, give. You can do affiliate marketing that way. You can share, but people will notice if you only blog about one kind of product, or one kind of solution. But if you say, I've tried this and I've tried that and I've tried this, and these are the results that I got, that's fair game. I mean, if you've tried them, and you can give your opinion. But if you also, like, if you're trying to sell the supplements, but don't forget that supplements aren't going to fix everything. People need to get up and they need to get moved. They need to make changes to their lifestyle. They need to eat your vegetables, right? And cut out all, and cut back on some of the fatty foods and the starches and stuff like that. Or if someone is depressed and lonely, they need to get out once in a while, force themselves to open the curtains, get some sunshine. Even if you just go outside by yourself and go for a walk, you need to try and snap yourself out of that funk every once in a while. Otherwise, you'll just go deeper and deeper. And so if you're looking to help people get out of depression or get out of a bad situation, offer various solutions, but remind them that, you can do this every once in a while. And remember that it can be overwhelming trying to maintain a presence on Facebook, just because, I got to post something every day or every week, or I got to post here and there and there. But remember, not everybody is going to see or remember everything you posted the week before. So you can, if you had good engagement from one thing and you're kind of hitting a slump, then repurpose it and use it again. You can use the same information again, just put it in a different way. Different people may see it and different people may like and comment on it. Because have any of you ever posted on Facebook like, oh, I'm moving, or I had a baby, or I'm pregnant? Okay, maybe not the latter.
None of us are doing any of that.
So I don't know how many times I've made a post or two that I'm pregnant, and then months later they see a photo of a baby, or they see a photo of a very pregnant me, and they're like, I didn't know you were pregnant.
Right.
And it's like, I only posted about it a number of times. Where have you been? So don't think that people are ignoring you. You might just not be in their feed that day at that time when they were on Facebook. So
they do like to help. People do like to help, because when I was looking for a landscaper, I had people. But you also helped me, Dee Dee. I had said something because I wasn't really getting much, and you said to ask them if whoever sees this to pop their emoji or something like that.
Yeah.
And that did bring it up again, because you want to. I know the little bit that I know is, and we've been doing a little bit of that, is posting every day just to be seen, to get that going, and the more likes we get going. So having a calendar of which we do have, of what to post, suggested to post, is one thing. So if I wanted to say like let me just say, like a an engagement post, we have well, let's just even talk about a product post. What is something that we could do or start to do or think about doing to work on, and maybe come back with it next week and share it or whatever. You know what I mean? Anybody else have any questions? Kim, do you have any questions so far?
No, I'm good. Sorry, I had to go to the bathroom.
No worries.
Couldn't
Thanks
wait.
for sharing.
Yeah, menopausal,
Uh,
but it's good.
But yeah,
Okay.
because I'd like to, to be able to get my voice, and we all want to be able to sound like ourselves. And even if it was just something that, we, I want to create curiosity.
So imagine you might use something like, imagine if you could, if you went from sitting on the couch barely able to move to running a 5K, or I don't know, something like that. Just I want you all, this is your homework. I want you to write an imagery post. I want you to paint a picture for someone. It doesn't have to be real wordy. They have to feel something. Okay. When we feel something, we usually remember a time when we were in that situation or that accompanies that feeling. So I want you to paint a picture, make someone feel. And we'll go over those next week and see what we can do to help. Does anybody have a post that they thought was good, but it just didn't get the kind of response that they felt it should, and you want to explore it a little bit? Or an email or anything like that?
Dee Dee, I feel like I have a number of posts that haven't gotten much of a response. And and I haven't been sure why. And maybe it's just that I'm not consistent enough with posting. Or maybe I'm posting things that people have already read about somewhere else. I'm not sure. So, yeah.
Do you want to go to your Facebook, Elizabeth, and see which one it is?
Do you have an example in mind?
And well,
I might ask, where are you posting?
I actually posted on LinkedIn, but I also posted this on Facebook. They actually were a couple of articles, and then I took excerpts from the articles and started posting them. And
Are they in front of your audience or on your wall in a group? Where are you posting them?
They're on, it was on my business page, my Facebook business page, and also on my personal page. So I think that it went into the news feed. So I'm not absolutely sure about that, but I think it did.
Okay. So
yeah.
that post would have reached the friends that know you and people who have already done business with you, right? Or most likely.
I did actually make it public.
Right.
So and then I mean, the comments were from people that I did know. So
we need to find another place where you might share that. Because your ideal audience isn't all your friends, right?
Right.
It's other people. We need to find a group to share that in. And so I would suggest posting it on your Facebook page, on your business page. And yes, share it on your personal, but also go to business groups, entrepreneur groups, and be like, here's an interesting article, or here's an article that I thought would help you guys, those who are struggling to grow their business, but just can't seem to make it work. Something like that, or whatever the article is about. Okay, just so that it reaches more people.
Okay, great.
So one thing, I'm looking at yours, Elizabeth. I'm looking at both your personal and your coaching, Elizabeth Bone Coaching.
Yes.
And in fact, I've seen it before. I thought a lot of the stuff is really nice, but I don't see anything where you're asking somebody. It's September 11th, where you're asking them questions. Okay.
Okay.
you know, I'm guilty of this too. I will say blah 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 blah, and then I forget to ask for, ask for the appointment, ask for the response, ask for the engagement.
Input something. Say
Yeah.
something, people.
Please, right, So, and I don't know if you want to, share the screen, if you want to look at it or whatever, but September 11th, you posted something. Everything else is flowers and,
Yeah.
which is good. Those are all
'Cause that's
good.
who you are,
Right.
right?
Those are all good, but what I'm saying is that we need to have a post where we're saying, it's Elizabeth Bone coaching. There you go.
Mhm.
This
The
one?
one above it.
Oh, I'm like, I can't see because there's people in the way. Hold
Oh.
on.
Okay. But Elizabeth Funk, huh? No, and that might be the same thing
Elizabeth
that we're doing, is posting stuff, hoping people to say, oh, that's a nice flower, or that's a nice beach scene, you know what I mean? But it's not happening.
Right. Yeah.
Because you are, and see, that's where some of the stuff that with the calendar I'm following. One day you do a quote, one day you do a curiosity, one day you share something about Halloween, you share a meal, whatever, you know what I mean? So it's mixed up,
Mhm.
but go ahead.
See, this is a little bit better than just the text.
Right. Yeah.
So that helps a little bit, but if you're just doing inspirational quotes and that
Yeah.
it doesn't say what you do too much, but
Right.
quote yourself sometime. I don't know.
And this one, the one that you're looking at with all the
Yeah.
sunflowers, if you clicked on see more, there, there is a call to action at the bottom.
Huh.
Yeah, the question is does everybody if we
Go
see a
that
big
far.
block of text like
That
this,
much. Yeah.
they don't, they're like, nope. But if we make
I wouldn't
so
read
there's
that.
another, yeah, there's another tip that you can use. People like bullet points, people like short paragraphs or something that they can skim. So if you have small paragraphs, 1 and 2 line, 1 and 2 sentence paragraphs, people are a lot more, their eyes going to be drawn further down because a lot of people are looking this on a phone, right?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get this to.
Well, what about emojis in there?
So a lot of people are looking at a phone and it's not going to see all the way across. Emojis, those are more pictures just to break up the text. That's funny how I did that. So I can't show you the phone view for real from a phone because I'm on my computer.
Right.
But it's, do you see how much is cut off when they're on a phone?
Yeah.
It cut off right there before a whole line.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have to click more twice to get the whole thing. So short, sweet, and to the point. Break it up so that their eyes drawn downward, and yeah, we're gonna paint some imagery and see. So Chris, what are 3 kinds of posts that you are aware of that are helpful? What are your 3 favorite kinds of posts to
engagement posts are definitely, I like, and in fact, even when they my calendar will say like a quote post, engagement post, curiosity, national dessert, then a quote and bosses day, whatever. So we have different things. But if I do say I do an engagement post, I might go and search engagement posts, or I might think of something like, do you like the beach better? Or, give 2 things. And amazingly, I posted a couple months ago and I stole it from somebody else. It was about this Italian man, blah, 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 that, he was in the hospital and, next thing you know that, he was happy to pay the bill, but, and he was grateful that God has given him life. But I had like 384 people engaged on that post. And I'm like, I didn't realize how many spiritual people I knew. You know what I mean? They were just all saying how nice that was, you know what I mean? And I haven't had that much engagement since, because I don't usually post spiritual stuff,
Yeah.
you know? So,
Well, the reason that the spiritual worked is because they felt something. They need to feel something, or, you know, so you might do something that might scare them, or like a video of a roller coaster or something. Like, would you ride this? Or, and then if someone says, oh, I wouldn't fit, or I could never, why wouldn't you write it? And that might lead into some other message where you can be like, well,
I
I
can't
know a
climb the
thing that can help
stairs.
you lose weight. I know something that could help you do that. Would you like to? Do you want to talk about it some more? So that's
So
my
what would be something, you know, some different little things, because I like that. I just got the visual of riding a roller coaster, and I stopped roller coasters years ago because of my back, you know? And then anything that's going to hurt my feet, I'm not going to do, you know?
Mhm.
So, but you know, so finding something that would, so you would recommend, like, for instance, maybe looking for a video of a roller coaster, you know?
Would you ride this, or would you hike to the top of that?
Mhm.
Or have you ever seen this kind of view? And it'll just pull them back to another memory, usually a good memory. If they've seen a beautiful view, it's accompanied something beautiful.
So you're saying, would you, have you, would you, have you, those are some words, have you, okay, could you, right, those type of things,
Hmm.
instead of saying, isn't this a nice view?
Right. Do you like it?
You
Sure.
like it? Well, yeah, but what do
No.
you like about it?
What do you feel? Yeah. What do you feel in relation to it? So
So so the imagery that you're talking about now, and see, I'm not, when you mentioned that on homework, I'm like, duh, what's an imagery?
imagery. Paint a picture with your words. Make them think of a picture or something that they felt. Because if I say flower, what kind of flower do you think of? Chris?
Sunflower.
Okay. Kathy? What kind of flower would you think of? I'll see if I can read your lips.
Rose. A
A
rose.
rose. What about you, Joan?
Calla lily.
Calla lily? Elizabeth?
Chrysanthemums.
Chrysanthemum. Had to use the long word. Okay. And Kim, what about you?
Yeah.
Sunflower? Okay.
And then,
So-
and I
No,
know,
I said one
Susan-
word. I said one word, but you each got a different picture in your mind. That's a personal image. That's something that they have with inside them, something that feels good. And so an image doesn't say, in this, the sun was in the top right-hand corner and this house was in the middle, right in front of my view. And it had these little things on the side here and there. It doesn't have to be like that. It has, picture a home. What do you call home? Or what does it feel like to go home? Or something that might remind them of home. And then when they think home, they think of, oh, well, or grandma's house, or whatever, your favorite person. So the imagery, we're putting images in their mind by just letting them recall what's already there. We're just provoking recollection.
So like, to paint a picture, if I was to say, okay, a happy, a happy Halloween memory.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, and if I wanted to write about it, you know, so to paint a picture, I'd have to go into, not, you know, I'm just trying to think what I would say.
What are you hearing? What do you hear or feel or smell? You know, these things. Then some that most people can associate with, crisp fall, leaves, or the crunch that you hear when you step or when you walk through a yard filled with leaves, or the giggles or the screams that you might hear coming from someone's house as they are spooked by a neighbor, or a thing that pops out at them or whatever. Or you might ask them to recall that favorite place where you can just unwind, where you can, I don't want to give it all away. You guys have got to paint a picture.
No,
in
but
your head.
this is
your
helping me,
audience.
and I'm sure everybody else is on the same page with that. So like, and what are we gonna do with this thing? It's to make a post, to be able to create an image and have people, we want them to respond to it, we want to,
Well, if you're like, you're selling good feelings, you're selling solutions to their bad feelings, right? You want them to go back to when it felt good, if they ever felt good.
Mhm.
So think about that. What would it be like to get there again? Or what would you do to get there again, or feel like that
I
again?
remember as a kid raking the leaves, and we had a basement, and we had the stairs. We'd throw all the leaves down there and jump down into the leaves. I can just see, crunch, crunch,
So
and hide.
maybe not everybody had a stairwell to put the leaves in, but a lot of people had leaves to rake and jump in, right?
Uh-huh.
So the crunch, jumping in a pile of leaves. But what are the other sensations that you feel with that?
Freedom.
Freedom, excitement, just giddiness,
Mhm,
the crunch, the scratch when they get down your coat or whatever,
mhm.
or if they get in your shoes, or sounds and sights and
So
smells.
well, and again, anybody else can jump in too, but I'm getting where you're going with that, in the sense that if we're selling or have a product that helps you feel better, we have to bring them back to the time when they felt better.
Yeah, you have to make them think of what it would be
Memories.
like,
Mhm.
if they had the solution.
Right, and for Elizabeth, because my working with her was a time when was there a time that you had money, you no longer had money, or what would it feel like to have abundance?
And I don't want any of these posts to be over 100 words. Okay, that's a long Facebook post.
Right.
Okay. I don't know. Kathy's pretty straight faced. I don't know if I'm helping her at all.
Poker time.
The smile doesn't do any better.
I still can't see, so I'm just sitting here squinting. Sorry. I had my
okay.
eyes dilated and they're not coming back today like they normally do. Really.
Oh, okay.
Now, what's bothering me is that I don't have Canva, and it's not free.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Who said that?
It is.
It's free. You can, there are some images that you can, or templates that you can buy, but there are countless free templates and images and
I
stuff
thought
that you can use for
I
that.
thought it was paid for.
No. And Joan, because I love
Yes.
you so much, if you want me to walk you through how to use Canva, I would be
Oh,
glad
I
to
think
do
I
it.
would love that.
Okay. Because I can do that for you. But I'll only walk you through once, and then you've got to figure it out on your own.
Ah,
I do a lot of stuff in PowerPoint.
Yeah, you can get a lot. I've done,
pictures. Can you
honestly,
put pictures in PowerPoint?
I have one boss, I made his logo in PowerPoint.
These are all in PowerPoint
Yeah,
covers.
that's
They're all-
cool.
Really? You can get pictures in PowerPoint?
Mhm.
Yep, you just paste them in.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's really cool.
It,
Yeah.
and if I would just, do you save it as
As a JPEG or a PNG,
okay.
I do. That's
I
what
would just, I'm like, I would have to crop it into like a square. Well, that's more Instagram, I guess, than
It's just one,
Facebook.
yeah, and you can help us with Instagram, because I know nothing about Instagram.
I know very little.
No,
I know some. I'll bring you in there. Instagram
Okay,
is more
so
images.
do you want us to post this thing or just bring it back to you?
Bring it back. You can post it if you want, but if bring it back and let's talk. about how it makes me feel and tell you if it invokes any or evokes any action.
Okay.
Okay?
Kim,
You want to
got
make
que-
it pretty? Great.
Kim,
Do
you have a
you wanna-
question?
do you guys want to look? Well, Joan's the only one that doesn't know Canva. I probably don't need to go over that right here, right now.
Kim, do you know Canva? I can work with you on Canva. I've done Canva
not
with
super-
Joan before too, but now it's your turn, Dee Dee.
Oh, so you have done it, Joan, you just don't recall?
It looked kind of confusing and I kind of just let it go because that's what I do.
Well, you know what, you can do something just like what Elizabeth has done here. When you post when you create a post, you
Yeah.
can here, I'll do it.
Limited amount.
PowerPoint.
I'll make a post right now. So you can create a post. There are these options.
Are you in PowerPoint or where are you?
This is can you not see?
Facebook.
I'm in Facebook.
Okay.
Hold on,
Oh,
let
the
me-
Facebook ones. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Okay, so there's all these that you can click, but this has lots of little
Those I know.
these come up and that'll help a little bit. Something that will brighten someone's day. Just it puts it on a picture instead of, you know, what would you do if you could eat cake all day, or or not feel guilty about having that piece of cake at that party.
When was the last time you had a piece of cake?
Yeah.
Yeah. Long
Yeah.
time.
Or what's your favorite cake? That's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
Just
So I'm starting to click with it a little bit, is to be able to write posts
I like that. Yeah.
that
Happy post.
right, but we're not really we're trying to get them to think about the products that we have without talking about the products that we have.
they also want to know that you're human,
Right.
that you're a real person and not just a salesperson, but a real person. And that's why your engagement posts are other things, other than, you know, what would you do if this feeling came on, or if you had this product, how would you feel? But you can use emotions. They make a big difference. I will do more research and be better prepared to fill an hour and a half. It's hard to fill an hour and a half. Do you know
Oh, you don't
that?
have to do an hour and a half.
But do you guys have any questions? Like, am I being too all over the place? I'm worried that I'm like, here is everything I know and I'll throw it at you and then you do it.
Well, I like what you said tonight. You know, I think it's a great starting point for posts. And I never thought of the happy posts. It just, I wrote down quite a few. Of course, Chris was saying a lot of them.
Oh, good.
But anyway,
But yeah, so you'll want your audience to know who you are, and posting or knowing where and when you post it matters too.
Like, expound on that a minute, please.
Well, if you're posting to all your friends who've seen you talk about Modere 1,000,002 times, they're probably not super interested in your curiosity post because they know what you're going to talk about.
yeah.
Right? But if you have new friends and you want to, and you're trying to get them on board or something, then, you know what, writing on your personal wall is one thing. But if you have, that's why a lot of people create groups, is so that they can promote their stuff. But in order for people to show up in the group, you have to add value some other way first, or as well, in addition.
So you're saying to
So Kathy might consider starting her own group for mothers who've lost children, or
I started one. I just don't know how to do it. So
how to maintain it.
how to get people to come do it or maintain it or anything. But it's
Okay.
there.
It's there. So you share and share alike. Just don't neglect it. Keep
Yeah.
sharing, because like I said, somebody 9 months down the road might be like, I didn't know you had a group.
Yeah, well, most people didn't know I had a book either until it
Yeah.
showed up on my page.
Right. Well, and then show it again and be like, guys, I need to get the word out.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned, is people like to be helpful.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, I have this book and I really want it to reach people so it can help them get through their losses. Will you help me share my book?
That's a good
Or click that share button. It would be great. Or even just comment on what you think about my book so somebody else will see this post. Just things like that.
So just ask them.
Yeah, just ask for help.
That's a big thing, is asking, you know,
It's
asking
hard.
people.
It is hard asking for help.
And
But
that's,
people do want to be helpful, especially if it's like, oh, I could share that.
Yeah, my friend was just here yesterday and took all these pictures of me holding my book, and they just started showing up on Facebook. So be prepared.
oh, cool. So,
Good.
but the thing is the asking, and that's where we're going to get to for the referral posts, because and this will fit in with you with you too, Kathy. Also, the referral post is something that in Modea there's a lot of people doing. They ask someone to say, hey, would you mind posting this on your page? And then if anybody's interested in, you know, say it was the product, you can earn some credit, blah, 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 blah. Okay. But with you, you can just say, hey, go through your friends and see who has the most friends and say, would you mind sharing a post on your page about my book? Okay. You might want to give them, you can offer them whatever, free copies or whatever, you can send them flowers, you can do something, whatever they have, but as a result, through the share button, they're seeing your books. Now, I was on the WPN call today at lunchtime, and there was a girl who shared her book, but she doesn't have it on, she has a children's book. And I said, well, where is it? And it's actually in the name of the book, it's hers, but she had a share button. So I don't know, do you have share buttons on your books?
No.
Okay. So I would put that, if you have your books.
Is it only print or is it digital too?
Do what?
Is your book only digital or only in print? Or is
No,
it-
it's all three: ebook and paperback and hardcover.
Okay.
Okay.
So I
So,
haven't got to the audio book yet, but it'll come someday.
so when you have your opt-in page, and you can do an opt-in page on your Facebook also, where you can have a share button.
Oh, cool.
Okay. You can share it to bring it back to your book to sell the book. Are you selling the book through what?
Myself, or
Okay.
well, it's on Amazon, but
Okay.
I'm trying to sell it myself because I don't get anything on Amazon hardly.
So
So
I can show you how to do that one, in the sense where you have the share button, because she's selling it herself too, where the share button goes right to her and she's selling her own copies.
cool.
But the fact that you have a share button, one thing putting the books up there, but you want to make sure there's a button for them, a call to action. You know what I mean? That click on this button to find out more, and then they can buy 1, 2, or 3, or all 3. Okay.
Cool.
Same thing with us. What we're going to do when we start to come up with different referral posts, to talk to our friends, because it's always easier I could sell for you a lot faster than I can sell for me. Okay. I'd be very happy to help. We're all, in fact, all of
Easier
us.
to do someone else's dishes than my own.
Right. The dishes, I cook for somebody before I cook for myself. So
Right.
we're going to learn to find something, because number one, we want to make sure that the post that I'm going to give to you, you're not going to feel uncomfortable putting it on your page. Right.
And
So-
and that's where the audience thing comes in. You need to know how the person you're asking to refer, how they speak, what do they normally post like. So look at other posts that they have on their wall. And also who they might be talking to. So you've got to get in 2 other people's heads. You got to know how your friend who you're asking to give your referral post or post your referral post, you got to know how they speak. So it sounds like it's coming from them, and how to reach their audience or their friends how to speak to. But
Okay.
essentially, that shouldn't be as hard, just because your their audience, you want what of their audience will suit your audience or is part of your audience. You just want their reach to that same audience. So, yeah, you
Okay.
got to get in their heads.
So I'm gonna just for myself, because I'm an overachiever, I made myself 3 homeworks.
Okay.
Imaging post. One is a curiosity post. One is a referral. And one is about business.
Okay.
Okay. And again, looking for money for the holiday, I have to have it in the right way. What if you had? And using your words, would you, have you, could you? Any other words you would recommend?
Yeah. Have you had a Christmas where you just didn't have enough? Or
Oh, that's
what would it feel
sad.
like to come out of Christmas without massive debt because you were buying for everybody? But things like that.
Or you
know,
could be like me and
what would
just
it feel
don't
like?
do the holidays.
Yeah, I didn't either until I married Larry, and he's a florist. So, the joke's on me.
Haven't
Yeah.
done them since my kids died.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
We have a nice dinner.
They
for
don't feel
people
the
who
same, right?
Don't have anywhere to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, what would it feel like if you did?
But that was a sad post.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not making it a post. I say, what would it feel like if you could have a nice Christmas?
Yeah.
I don't
I have
know.
no idea.
Well,
Hey, look at there's a little one.
yeah, it's
Oh,
William.
red hair,
William.
reddish blonde.
All right.
hair.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions or any commitments
what-
to homework?
Specific thing you might want to learn next time or the week after? No specifics.
Oh, somebody's tired.
Yeah.
But he's just been crying for me for a while. He's a mama's
Oh,
boy.
poor
And then
baby.
he'll just climb all over me and climb again.
These many times he has slept in her arms when we've talked for like an hour. It's so cute. So,
Yeah.
do we have what? So everybody's going to do homework, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paint a picture for me. I'll tell you what it makes me feel and see if that's the feeling you're going for. Okay. You want to figure out what your audience, what you want them to feel.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're gonna wrap that there. My husband dinner's ready. All he had to do was mash the potatoes.
There you go.
But thank you for meeting with me, ladies, and I
Thanks.
hope I will do more research to make sure that you guys are getting.
No, you did. You gave us a lot.
I've got to do more research to be better at marketing and not just the writing, because I don't know that the writing is going to take
Oh,
that
there goes
long.
the cat again.
Well, we do.
Thank you.
This is
All right.
very good, Dee Dee.
Thanks,
Good.
Dee Dee.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thank
it.
Yes.
you. All right. Bye.
Have
See
a
you
great
later.
night.
Bye.
Bye.
No. Excuse me.
We all have somebody.
Bye, baby.
Good luck, Susan, tomorrow. Okay, bye.
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 Bye-bye.
I'm gonna
I
stop.
know, you're a bad girl. Bad girl. Eek.